Hi guys, I'm back again for the third time today. I've set up the Flames of War box set. Now this is the open fire box set, and I think it's a bit dated now, like it's not a brand new box set, but the miniatures are all good, and I suppose you could just play the old rules that have come with the set. I'll show you all the booklets and things in a minute now after I've shown you the miniatures. So we've got 3 German studs at the back. Got an awful lot of German infantry. These are of course the 15mm plastics for Flames of War. Command groups at the back. I'm really impressed with how much detail they managed to pack into these plastics. The smallest I've played with would be 172 scale, so that'd be 20mm, but these 15mm have more detail than those do. Because now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's because they're hard plastic and they've been able to cut in a lot of detail into them like that. I don't know. I've got an inkling that's why. And these are then the American Airborne. There's an awful lot in the box. I got it for 15 quid. This guy's getting rid of it. He's assembled most of them, which I think might be a pain because he's stuck them on. So unless I can pry them, I'd have to paint them on the bases, which might be a bit hard to reach some areas and stuff. See how we get on. Because I was hoping to paint them on a painting stick, you know, to try and get some detail and do a good job on them. There's a lot of stuff in this set. You get 6 Shermans, 2 Firefly tanks, and they're here, unassembled. I'll be building those up. That's a lot of tanks, you know. Compare that with bolt action, where I suppose this entire set has cost the price of a bolt action tank, you know. So just thinking how much you can pack into a battle. Well, that's because of the smaller scale. You can pack in an awful lot into a game of Flames of War. Now, I haven't had a game in yet, but I am looking forward to it. It's not going to replace bolt action. We'll still be playing that down the club, but it's definitely something that I want on the sidelines. Maybe something I can do in addition. That's the madness of wargaming. You have exactly the same forces in 2 or maybe more scales. You know, 15mm, 20mm, and 28mm. gotta catch them all. Sorry for the jumpy camera. Gotta say, I love the Pack 38 and Pack 40. It's got to be my favourite sort of, well, not vehicle, but favourite piece of the Second World War. You know how people have like a favourite tank or something? Like some people like the Shermans or Tigers, King Tigers. I just really like the Pack 40 for some reason. Now that's pretty much all the miniatures. As I said, I haven't built up the Shermans. I was just gonna take you through the, if I put you down, take you through the paperwork. So you get instructions for assembly, so that's for both sides then, and unit organisation, so very handy, good stuff. You get full colour guides to the companies, so if you're taking Grenadier Company for the Germans, you've got that there in full colour, so that you could take that down to the club and just use that for a day. Very handy. I'm not in a rush to really buy all the rulebooks and stuff. I'm really confused by the Flames of War rulebook. I asked someone the other day on the forums, and he did try to do his best on explaining it to me. He was suggesting that I go Middle War and get the relevant rulebooks for that. I'm just a bit confused when looking for them because they've got so many iterations and versions and stuff, so this is a bit of a lifesaver because I get to just play the, with what I have and I've got the stats for all of that. I don't know what version this is, potentially version 2 or something, so it is an older version of Flames of War. But if I'm playing with a friend or someone down the club, I can just use all of this. Just need to paint everything up. Easier said than done. And yeah, it comes with a quick start guide called Open Fire, which I won't show you. And last but not least, you get some of these. Some pieces of terrain. So if you want to be lazy and or just can't be bothered transporting down a ton of trees and stuff, you get 2 of those. So 2 A4 sheets of those, and they also got some tokens on them. And I'll assume then that you might only get the German tokens. But oh well. And the other A4 sheet has some scenic walls on it as well. So yeah guys, awful lot in a set. That's called Flames of War Open Fire. You might be able to pick up an old copy of it. But there's a lot of Flames of War models around, but for 15 quid you can't go wrong with that much. Happy days. Right, that's all for now folks. Ta-da.